I ask the delegates to turn their attention to Resolution 62, which may be found on your resolutions link, entitled IAFF DV Emeritus Status for Brother Roy L. Sandy McGhee. I call upon Vice Chair Colbert to read the resolved clauses.
Resolved that the delegates assembled at the 57th Convention of the International Association of Firefighters formally bestow upon Brother Roy L. Sandy McGhee the title of Vice President Emeritus of the International Association of Firefighters.
Mr. Chairman, the committee heard compelling testimony from those who have been profoundly impacted by this individual's unwavering commitment to the labor movement. His decisive leadership, mentorship, and friendship have been a guiding force, all ready to work tirelessly on behalf of the membership 24/7, 365. The committee recommends adoption of this resolution. An aye or yes vote will be in favor of adoption of the resolution. And on behalf of the committee that is in favor of adoption of Resolution 62, I so move.
You have a committee motion before you, does not require a second. Any discussion on the motion? Any discussion? Chair recognizes the brother at microphone number 5, name and local.
Joe Markham, Local 1329.
4 points of brother rise.
In support of the resolution.
State your point.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I get into how I met Sandy, I want to list just a couple of things that he did for our local prior to me getting on the board in 2019. When we did not have any sort of way to negotiate with our city, he helped us to negotiate third-party arbitration. When we had issues with our ladder trucks, he helped us get with the manufacturer to be sure that those ladder trucks were replaced at no cost to our city. When our brother Don Hogg died in 2009 from MRSA, contracted from a patient, Sandy was there for us. I first met Sandy in 2017 when 1329 was running our civil service campaign. I was told that somebody from the IAFF would be there, though I didn't know who. My wife and I were cooking burgers for the brothers and sisters as they were out block walking. I figured that they simply didn't show. I was incorrect. Not only did Sandy show up, but he was walking step by step, arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder with our brothers. We won that election 54-46. Our dirtbag fire chief and our dirtbag mayor retaliated against us by nullifying promotion list that included myself and my brother delegate, Frank Berber. Sandy was there for us. The full weight, force, and effect of the IAFF Guardian policy, we were able to sue the shit out of the city and obtain a settlement. Sandy's been there for us as we've navigated the waters of typical day-to-day affiliate leadership. He's been that calm and even-keeled person that I personally strive to be. And in March of this year, when one of our brothers was shot in the chest while responding to a call, I was on the phone with Sandy the next morning. His first question was, "Is the brother okay?" And his next question was, "What can we do to help?" We spent the next half hour on the phone with each other, talking about next steps and ways to move through that crisis. For those reasons, I urge every one of you to join with us, the host of the 2026 IAFF Convention, in supporting this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Chair recognizes the brother at microphone 4, name and local.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Danny Todd, Delegate at Large, representing the 14th District.
Okay, 4 points. Go ahead.
I rise in support of the resolution. For myself, serving on the board, not only with Sandy, but with Tom Thornburg, Dave Burry. It's been a pleasure and honor to serve with all these individuals. They've been willing to listen. They're true union professionals. They've represented their district well, voted their conscience over the years, and have never turned down a request from my district for assistance or any call that I had into any of their districts for assistance. And for that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for listening to me all these years, and we're going to miss you, brothers.
Thank you, Dean. Chair recognizes the brother at microphone 5, name and local.
Good morning. Jeff Patterson, President, Dallas, Local 58. Rise to speak in favor of this motion.
State your point, brother.
Thank you, GP, Executive Board. I took over as president of our Local 58 in January of this year. With little to no transition from an 8-year incumbent, Sandy has been an invaluable resource to me and our local. For any questions or concerns I had at any time of day or night, we appreciate his leadership and wish him best of luck in his retirement. He has truly left it better than he found it. We look forward to Michael Glenn taking the baton and continuing to lead District 11 forward. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Chair recognizes the brother at microphone 6, name and local.
Brandon Day, Texas State Association of Firefighters.
4 points, of brother rise.
In favor of the resolution.
State your point.
There are a multitude of words to describe Sandy, and I could spend all day telling you what you already know. Sandy is genuine. I first met Sandy McGhee in 2013 in Lubbock, Texas, at the TSAFF convention. From our first conversation there, Sandy made me feel as if he truly cared about the conversation we were having and not just being nice and humoring me for a few minutes before he moved on. Sandy has always been the same guy. He has stayed true to himself, stayed true to the union, and has stayed true to the mission. Many of us in this room admire Sandy's integrity. We admire how he took the high road over and over for the benefit of the 11th District and reality for all IAFF members. We also admire how Sandy stood up to the exhausting gutter politics and still delivered extraordinary service and friendship to firefighters in Texas and Oklahoma. And when Sandy says every local matters, he means it. Every local matters, regardless of size. He has set a leadership example that deserves to be honored. Thank you, Sandy, for all that you have done for the IAFF, the TSAFF, and District 11, but most importantly, thank you for being a mentor and a friend, and congratulations on your well-earned retirement.
Thank you, brother. Chair recognizes the brother at microphone 6, name and local.
Joaquin Kreiner, Louisville Local 3606.
Which one are we on now?
I rise in support of the resolution. Brothers and sisters, the reason I'm here, on August 6, 2012, Andy Allison was electrocuted, suffering 81 injuries. He was serving as our current vice president. Because of the injuries and the fight he had with workers' comp and the denial of his benefits, they asked me if I would come back and serve the membership. In doing so, I attended a PEP class in Dallas, and Sandy was presenting the history of labor in the IAFF. And from that moment, we had a friendship, and he has guided me and my members, and we have successfully changed state law for the state of Texas for those who have catastrophic injuries. I have 2 members on this wall, and he has guided me through the hardships with the family and the support from the IAFF. His calm demeanor has given me guidance and direction with the city, and I can't appreciate all the work that he's done for us. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Microphone 6.
Jesse Martinez, Local 4405. We rise in support of the resolution. Midland supports DVP Sandy McGhee status to Emeritus. Midland was the first charter as DVP has been with and has been with us every step of the way. His dedication and service is admirable, and we urge unanimous passage of the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Microphone 2, our DVP Emeritus.
Mr. Chairman, I rise in support of this resolution.
I'm sorry, Michael, I had the wrong name in front of me, but I do see Buddy Moss standing right behind you.
I'm honored to have Buddy Moss standing right behind me. Michael Glenn, I rise in support of this. I'm the president of Fort Worth, Local 440, representing over 1,000 firefighters. I'm also rising as the 11th District Vice President-elect.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I spoke yesterday at my acceptance speech about us standing on the shoulders of those who have come before us. And yesterday I had a number of different union leaders that have helped me along the way. I had our local board, true labor icon as the past president, Jim Tate, there in the room, all having traveled up to be with us. And also in the room, I had DVP Emeritus of the 11th District, Buddy Moss, standing right behind me, and I look forward to hearing him speaking as well. But also with Sandy McGhee as our 11th District Vice President in his last convention. He has helped guide our district. He has helped me get to this position to be able to take the next step of leadership. And I look forward to working with so many different people. And it's based upon his leadership and guidance and support and everything you're hearing these other brothers say that has helped us as a district grow and be effective. Between Sandy and DVP Emeritus Moss standing right behind me, there's 42 years of collective experience just as district vice presidents, along with their numerous years of labor leadership. Both of these gentlemen have done tremendous work for our IAFF in our 11th district. I urge the brothers and delegates of this convention to support this unanimously so that we can have District Vice President Sandy McGhee as an emeritus officer of this great IAFF. Brothers and sisters, thank you all.
Thank you, brother. Now, microphone 2, Buddy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Buddy Moss, delegate at large, and I rise to speak in favor of Resolution 62 that honors Sandy McGhee with emeritusship in the IAFF. I'm going to speak right to Sandy. I know he's over here. Sandy, it's hard to believe that 20 years have gone by since that day in 2004 when you were elected as Vice President of the mighty 11th District right here in this great city of Boston. Over the past 20 years, our international has experienced tremendous success and has become one, if not the most powerful, public employees union in the world. And I'm proud to say that you, Sandy, have been a big part of this success. Your motto, "Every local matters," speaks volumes as to how you lead our district. Every member in the 11th District can expect the best service and representation the IAFF has to offer, regardless of where you come from or the size of your local. I'm proud of the job you've done, Sandy. I'm proud to call you brother, and you are my great friend. In conclusion, I'd like to thank the McGhee family for lending you to us over the past 20 years. Sandy, may the good Lord bless you, your lovely wife, Tina, and your family. And may you all enjoy many, many years of love, health, and happiness. And in the words of a good friend of mine and yours, Bob York, past Secretary-Treasurer of the Texas State Association of Firefighters, we love you, man. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Microphone 6.
Jay Nicholson, President, Local 51, El Paso, Texas. We rise in support of this resolution.
Proceed.
Local 51 supports the bestowing of the title of Vice President Emeritus upon Brother Roy L. Sandy McGhee. As a new officer, I, like many of us, found myself somewhat lost on the path to beginning my union leadership journey. Although I've had many role models and mentors as I've traveled the path from trustee to president of Local 51, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Sandy's guidance and support. From his initiative of Every Local Matters to his frequently heard saying, the world is run by the people that show up, and simple and basic lessons were learned. These lessons, paired with those of so many others, culminated in the cultivation of not only my, but countless other union leaders' careers. I'm proud to speak today in support of Brother McGhee, and I would like to urge a unanimous vote to bestow the accolade upon our brother who has given so much of himself to us. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Microphone 6.
John Riddle, Texas State Association of Firefighters. I met Sandy McGhee a little over 20 years ago, and at the time we met, I was the local president of a pretty small local at the time. Sandy always answered my call every time I called, and he was always there every time I asked him to come. Now, a little over 20 years later as a state president, and Sandy knowing me for 20 years, oddly enough, he still answers my calls, and he's there every time I ask him to be there. So he has proven over and over for many years that he is a man of great integrity and character, and he's provided a tremendous amount of leadership and mentorship to me. So I just want to say thank you to Sandy for that mentorship, that leadership, and most of all, your friendship. And congratulations on your retirement, and don't be a stranger.
Thank you, brother. Microphone 5.
Hayden Groves Local 1905. I rise in support of this resolution. Every local matters. That's something you've heard a few times already. Local 1905 got to find out firsthand just how true that is. In 2019, 13 firefighters in Groves, Texas decided we were tired of being run over and taken advantage of by our city administration. I was given Sandy's phone number, and we were able to affiliate seamlessly. Sandy also presented to the E-Board a request for us to be assigned our local number from 1967, and the E-Board granted it to us. In 2021, Local 1905 ran 2 concurrent referendum votes for collective bargaining and binding arbitration, and we won both 85% for and 15% against. Sandy was one of many pivotal people who helped make that happen, and the simple act of Sandy traveling over 500 miles across Oklahoma and Texas to stand at the polls with us and attend our after party meant the world to the 13 members and their families. It proves that every local matters, and Sandy, 1905 loves you.
Thank you, brother. Microphone 6.
Rick Beams, IAFF Local 111. I rise in support of this motion.
State your point, brother.
Well, first of all, I'd like to have Local 111 added as a submitter of this motion.
Without objection, we'll call that friendly unless the other makers object. Hearing no objection, we'll add you as a maker.
And in addition to that, I would also like my name added to it as DFS SAR Rick Beams of the mighty 11th.
If the other makers do not object, we'll consider that friendly.
Me and Sandy's been buddies, well, all the way back to the PFFO board. We served as vice presidents there, and I've assisted him when he was local president in many arbitrations. 24 years as a DFSR, it's been a great ride. Thank you, Sandy.
You, brother. Chair recognizes brother, microphone 6, name and local.
My name is Brad Moore. I'm the president of Local 4298. I stand in support of this resolution.
State your point, brother.
I've had the privilege to serve as president of 2 different locals now. I met Sandy back in 2012. I took over a local that had a messy discipline matter going on. Without the education, without knowing what to do, he guided me through every step. Brother said it earlier, it didn't matter the size of your local, large or small. Sandy treated me just like he would treat anybody else. I have since changed locals, became president. The local I'm in 10 years ago ran an election and got beat pretty handedly. Turn around this time, we ran civil service and collective bargaining back in May. Sandy not only educated me, he educated my members and the group that was helping us, walked us through every step of the way, showed up on election day, stood at the polling places in the heat, was there for the after party, and thanks to everything he did and helping us through, we were able to secure both those in a landslide, and I attribute that to everything he did for my members to help educate them on how to do this the right way. Sandy has been a mentor, Sandy has been a friend, and Sandy has been a leader to us in our local, and I fully support this, and I wish him well in his retirement.
Okay, thank you, brother. Chair recognizes brother, microphone 6, name and local.
Matthew Sandoval, Local 2505, Killeen, Texas. I rise in support.
State your point, brother.
Sandy McGhee has always been there for Local 2505, whether it be his guidance, mentorship. Sandy has never not answered the call for us, and we greatly appreciate it. Sandy, thank you for the 20 years you've given us. This is very deserving, and I ask that everybody support this, and it goes unanimously.
So we can do another resolution? Okay. Sorry, brother, I was tied up. Did you just say, what did you just say? We're managing some stuff.
It's okay. I said I rise in support and thank Sandy for everything he's done with us, for the last 20 years of his term. And this is very deserving, and I hope that everybody rises in support for this.
Roger that. Thanks, brother. Chair recognizes brother, microphone 6, name and local.
Joseph Wallace, President, Local 972 out of Lubbock. I'd first like to ask a couple names to be added to a resolution as submitters.
Okay, state the names.
Buddy Moss, 11th District VP Emeritus.
Okay, without objection from the original makers, we will adopt that. Hearing no objection.
I'm already having to clean up some for Michael Glenn. Let's add him, Michael Glenn, 11th District Vice President-elect.
Okay, without objection of the makers. Hearing none, we'll add that name.
And third, I'd like to add Lubbock, Local 972 as a submitter as well.
Is that clean up too, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks. Without objection of the makers. All right, we'll adopt that.
All right, to finish up, I rise in support of this resolution. I can tell you when I got elected as president of my local, I didn't have a lot of support. I was lost. I reached out to Sandy and immediately he was there to help. He's helped us through a bunch of terrible times. As you heard GP Kelly speak about our firefighter, deceased firefighter Jay Watson, with the insurance company trying to remove their benefit because they're disgusting and they only care about their bottom dollar. First call I made was Sandy. He connected us with Dr. Wu. President Kelly was involved, and immediately we started fighting for that family. It was great support. It was much needed. We also had an accident January 11th of 2020. We lost a firefighter. We had another one severely injured. Sandy was there. He was there to help us get us through it. We've lost that second firefighter this past year. He's on that wall. We'll be adding him this year in Colorado Springs. Sandy was there. He showed up to the funeral. He hugged me. He helped me get through it. Sandy's the best man, one of the best men I've ever known, and he deserves this respect. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Chair recognizes the brother at microphone 6, name and local.
Mr. Chairman, Carlos Torres, delegate, speaking in favor of current resolution 62.
State your point, brother.
Well, my point as a former leader of our local and with our current president here as well, Johnny Stobbs, I'd led our local for 20 years. I was with Sandy McGhee when he campaigned in Corpus Christi, Texas, came down with a trailer full of booze and food from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and took over almost the entire second floor of the Holiday Inn in Corpus Christi. And I could tell this guy was going to be the guy to win the race for 20 years. But more importantly, Mr. Chairman, something happened in the year 2014 in Corpus Christi, something that should never happen to a local of this great international union. We were in the midst of collective bargaining when the mayor and the city council disrespected the local and stripped us of our collective bargaining rights. That's right, they took away our contract and left us with only civil service in Texas. The first person I called, because we were going to go before the media that afternoon for a press conference, was Sandy McGhee. And every local does matter because he helped me and guided our e-board and our negotiating team in fighting the city of Corpus Christi and getting our contract back, even though we had to fight him in court. And I'll be damned if we can't support this resolution and say every local matters. This is a true example of a gentleman where every local matters. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, brother. Microphone 6. Okay, are there any other delegates seeking recognition? Any other delegates seeking recognition? Seeing none, all those in favor of the committee's recommendation to adopt Resolution 62, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The vote is so ordered. Chair recognizes the brother at microphone 6, name and local, please.
Sandy McGhee, delegate at large, and now DVP Emeritus for this great union. Mr. Chairman, I want to rise and say thank you. This union has changed my life. It changed and elevated my standard of living. The mission of the IAFF is to improve the lives and livelihoods of professional firefighters everywhere. And the IAFF, the Professional Firefighters of Oklahoma, changed this young man's life 30-some years ago. From the very first union meeting where the local president had endorsed a mayor who happened to be his high school friend, and frozen wages were unfrozen, and a wage increase that was due was passed, I knew right then that the union was the place to be. I have been blessed for the last 20-plus years, Mr. Chairman, to represent the mighty 11th District. I have champions that I have tried to live up to and good examples to try to follow. Thomas Jefferson Riddle, Buddy Moss, Louis Hebert, and others have led us and showed us the way. We have tried hard over the last 20-plus years, Mr. President, to fly the IAFF flag in places that it has never flown. And I am proud to be retired. It's kind of hard to say, but I'm proud to be retired. And before I wind this up, Mr. General President, I want you to know this. I wish you the best. I wish this executive board the best. And I wish the best for the greatest international union ever, the International Association of Firefighters. God bless the IAFF. God bless firefighters.
DVP Emeritus McGhee, all the best to you and Tina, the kids and grandkids.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just was remiss, and I didn't think I forgot the greatest thing that has ever happened to me, and that's my wife, Tina. We've been on the road for 20 years, and I can tell you, I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do, but I can tell you where I'm going to be for the next little while. We're going to be living on Tulsa time, sweetheart. I'm coming home.
Enjoy.